Everyone, this is the first video for a Life Intended YouTube. We're over here in just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina on 3/4 of an acre. And I figured our first video could just be a big garden tour. My name is Chris. This is my son Jace. He's my little helper. Right, bud? And we'll show you guys what we got. So right here in the front, when you just enter the garden, we have some comfrey. Comfrey is a nitrogen fixer, so I like to plant it everywhere. Put it next to all the fruit trees, help get everything more nitrogen. And it just composts so quickly. See, the leaves just compost down and just break down. You can just grab them, put them anywhere. Over here we have a couple strawberry plants. Now this is it looks like some kind of wild cucumber. I didn't plant this, it just popped up. But the wasps seem to love it. The wasps are all over it.
And we don't want them to sting me.
No, we don't want them to sting you. Over here, this is asparagus. It's an asparagus bed, purple asparagus. The thing about asparagus is you plant it one time and it'll stay in there for 30 years and give you asparagus every year. So eventually I'd like to do a bigger, right here, Jace.
Tomatoes. I don't know which. Blueberries.
Yep, that's a blueberry plant, that's right. What's all this growing above the blueberries over here?
The things that bees like.
The things that bees like?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is a blackberry plant right here. See a blackberry across this whole, basically made a fence out of blackberries here. And then we got goji berries growing out from underneath. Yeah, the carpenter bees, they love the goji berry flowers.
And they love...
There's a couple goji berries coming in. You could see in there. And they're just going to work. So over here we have, what's this called?
I don't know.
You don't remember?
No.
Elderberry.
Elderberries.
These are elderberry. We got a couple berries still on there, but we harvested most of them, made a whole bunch of elderberry syrup. Started with 4 plants in there, and it just expanded. They kept putting up, see all these little ones? They just kept putting little ones out, putting out little shoots all the way out to about here. There's probably like 50 plants in there. I dig them up and plant them, give them away to people. This is a little cold frame that I made. I'll do a separate video on this.
Daddy!
What, buddy?
What about this?
Oh, that's right. What's this one called? Do you remember?
No.
Purslane.
Purslane.
Looks like I need some water. Purslane.
And the purslane needs some water.
Yeah. High in omega-3s. Very good. Put in the smoothies. Over here we have an apple tree that hasn't been very productive at all. I might rip it out and put something else in there. It halfway fell over a couple years ago in a big storm. It's never really done much. This is supposed to be a dwarf mulberry. Supposed to be. And it's pretty tall. This is only 2nd year. And there's actually a couple mulberries on it.
Look at this.
Down here is pineapple guava. Very slow, very, very slow. This thing's been in here 3 years now. This is 3rd year. It's grown maybe a foot. Comfrey right next to it. I put comfrey next to most of the plants to fix the nitrogen into the soil. Another mulberry directly next to the other one. Again, dwarf mulberry. What's over here?
Um,
A volunteer tomato plant.
I don't know.
Yeah, and this is kiwi that I planted from a store-bought kiwi a couple years ago, but it's never gonna give us any kiwis because
I love kiwi.
you need, I think it's like 1 male to 8 females or something like that. And I only have 1 planted, so unless I plant more, we're not getting more kiwis.
Look at this sweet.
What's over here, buddy? We still got a couple coming in.
I don't remember that.
You remember what this is called?
No.
A muscadine?
Muscadine.
Yeah. Down south, this is our southern grapes. The Piedmont of North Carolina, just outside of Charlotte. Let's keep going. Oh, another mulberry. I planted 4 mulberries. Over here is a 4-in-1 pear tree. 4 different pears grafted on. 2 apple trees grown from seed. Not doing well, have never done well. I do not recommend growing apples from seed. Not a good idea. Another pear tree that just went in this year. And then we have 3 more pineapple guavas. 1,
Daddy, when will
2,
I need to?
3.
Daddy, when will I get to show them these?
How about you show everybody where the bees are at?
Mhm.
Wanna go check out the bees?
Mhm.
All right. And here are honeybees, which we are going to try to expand. Get a couple more hives going this year. Eventually I'll chop some of these branches down from the top here and get some hives going all the way along this whole edge. Cut some of this down for more light, and then eventually do some hives going along the side of the fence on the end of the yard there. We'll have lots and lots of honeybees.
Yeah.
And then this is a little path I made to walk through the woods, takes you to a little creek. So, this is my dragon fruit experiment. Just planted in this little corner over here, and close to the house, right up against the wall, mulched it in. I'm gonna put some plastic over it and see how it does this winter. Our winters get down to, usually at night, it doesn't get below freezing, except for maybe a couple weeks to a month out of the year. It'll go down to 25. If we have a rough winter, it'll get down to 20, or even under 20, but it's not very common. So I'm gonna do some experimenting and see if that can survive in this little corner here. This is my experiment area over here. We have a little clementine I put in the ground, a lemon, a lime, and some aloe vera. And hopefully the warmth from the house will let off heat at night as it absorbs the sunlight in the day. Over here is our sad looking soursop. Very sad. As the summer goes on, the sun comes from that side of the house. Oh, and then it starts working its way down, and by the winter it'll come down across the back here. So it was getting pretty direct sunlight, and now it's getting no sunlight. So I'm gonna move it, put it on the other side of the yard so it can get some more light. Our pond, which is home to hundreds of frogs. We got tons of this Texas star growing, and I just love this flower. So I let them pop up wherever they want. Little raspberry down here that's working its way across the fence. I just planted it this year. And I'm gonna try to run it all the way across this fence over here. Into the back towards the chickens. Here's our chicken coop. I'll do a separate video on the chicken coop. We have 17 chickens. This is the little run area. And I had that area over there on the other side of the fence open up to them, and we lost some to some hawks probably a coyote too. So I closed it up. We let them out in the yard to roam around the yard when we're out here. But until I can get some more netting over there on top or some fishing line across the top, I'm gonna keep them in here. But there's about 5 elderberry plants that I stuck in here. And then just lots of various other weeds and plants. There's a lot of woods right here, a lot of dense woods, but in the wintertime when all this loses its leaves, loses its foliage, the sun shines through pretty well. So you get a lot of sunlight through the south side over here. I may eventually put a greenhouse in this area. So in the summer, it'll get some good shade, and in the winter, it'll get sun through. This has turned into a little compost pile where I will put the chicken poop and various other wood chips, wood, leaves. I tried to do Goji Berry in the back here, but I think it's too much shade. So it's not doing too well. I have to get more shade-loving plants in this area. Let's see what works. I also need to mulch this whole area to get the soil going better. This is a river birch. A lot of people don't know if you tap a river birch, you can make river birch syrup just like you do with maple syrup. And you can even drink the water straight out of the tree. It'll pour water out. Provide some good shade right here. Coming back towards the front, we have our fig tree that is still giving us a good amount of figs. Oh, that one's just about ready to be picked. We'll give it one more day, right? That's about it for now. Say bye, everyone.
Bye.
We got a lot more stuff that's gonna go in, but that's basically what's going on now. Thanks for watching.